All right. So, with that being said, we pick up today's game. Now, Fripp, this will be the first time you experiencing this, as well as you, Leland. So, whenever we continue our games past the very first session, I'm going to ask my players to go ahead and give the recap of the previous session. Now, I do this because I want to know what you thought was important that I did not, and vice versa, what I thought was important but you did not, and how well I've been relaying information as well across to all of my players. So it's a way to kind of see how things are progressing forward. And I can definitely build off of the things that, again, you thought was very cool, but I really wasn't thinking about because I do juggle so many things in my mind. And also to give in to Leland what has happened last game. So, with that, how about one of you fine individuals please give me a recap, recall what occurred, what happened, what events transpired that you remember from last session, then we'll go ahead and wrap in Leland to this game right here. So someone please take it away.
I'll go. So I was minding my own business, studying magic at the Blackstaff Academy. I got in a kerfuffle with one of my fellow students that doesn't like elves. We had words, we had mischief, and what ended up finally happening, he's got taken away, and so I'm thinking, this is just another school day, and then the thunder claps, and the sky rains blood, and there's a loud, was it a horn? I think it was a horn. Big horn sound, and a thunderbolt that was bigger than any thunderbolt I'd seen. And then I blacked out and woke up with the feeling of like I'm in a stone cell, I guess, and an old wooden, musty, earthy smell, and I'm in this dark, I guess, room, and I'm with these other folks here too, and one of them scared the heck out of me. The Minotaur, of course. I don't see a lot of Minotaurs. And we came across trying to get out of here, trying to figure out what to do, and we came across an elf that was I assumed was a pretty powerful wizard at one time. Was being was cut to death, but wasn't dead yet, was dying and couldn't be healed. And then we found a note, and this is probably the most important tidbit as to why we're even here. Actually, the dying elf did say something before he died that kind of tricked me up, was that we weren't supposed to survive. I think that he was talking about us, like we were some kind of experiment and we weren't supposed to survive. I don't know. We have to figure that out too. But the elf's name, I'm assuming, is Eusepiel, because there was a note that said Eusepiel was a fool to attempt stopping of the ritual. No one will be able to remember the effects of what we are doing. Once you cause the rain, deliver the result to Belcroft in Daggerford. He'll know what to do next. And I think if we're going to figure out what's going on, that's probably what we've got to do, is intercept that Belcroft and Daggerford. Did I get it all? I didn't get everybody's personal experience for that,
but you did a fantastic job, Fripp. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, but actually, everyone, give a blurb of what you did previous session. What kind of you were doing before. I'm actually going to go into having Leland do his.
I got mugged. I walked into a town, and these beggars ambushed me. And I got zipped way into that.
I was walking past a building, and I overheard some hunters talking about using puppies as bear bait, and I busted in and scared them out and freed the puppies, and then bam, blackout.
Matthew, what about you?
My character was going to be attacked or mugged or something like that by some townies. She managed to divert that, and then she was just kind of meandering when everything went cray cray, and then she woke up with the team.
Okay. So, we are on the Sword Coast. We are on this magnificent location where heroes, villains, enemies, gods, and everything in between survive, live, and gain power and wealth. And all of you were going about your daily activities, whether here to, as mentioned, acquire your own personal size of wealth, or to find ways to gain power, or to be the best cook in the lands, or to be the best performer, or to learn about the insane secrets of the galaxies, what holds magic together besides Maestra, besides the ways of copying the warlords that conquer lands all over Faerun. An event has transpired that is beyond the comprehension of most people. Some might understand what has happened, but for most of you, this was a significant event that you had no idea why it happened. And as all of you have gone in and out of that kind of slight consciousness, you had to think to yourself, is this real? Are we dead? The sky raining blood. The thunder struck individuals, wiping them from existence within the landscape, but hitting us, and we just disappear. Did we reappear into a hell that we don't know is hell yet? Are we someplace? Are we protected? Are we different? Are we unique? As the five of you, now I'm not including you right here, Leland, as the five of you, this is including Rickheim, are moving through this location that you've never been to before, seeing each other for the first time, as you're moving through, as you leave this dangerous terrain of this ground and the ceiling and all around you collapsing, and you hear the sounds of the stone breaking, as you get out into this cool bit of air, a slight pond around you with a jutting rock in the middle, like a small pillar. The temperature caressing your face, making you feel much more comfortable, but still that question is maybe in the back of your mind. Is this real? Am I dead? Experiencing this. You watch as Rickheim does stumble forward a little bit. After going through this entire environment, he does stumble forward, and he looks at all of you with an expression on his face of, well, not that of agony or ecstasy, but kind of like a slight, just calm type of peace. He tells you, I feel tired. And then he kind of falls on his haunches, displacing a bit of the water. You see it kind of absorb into his clothing as garments would do. And you see that he kind of just really falls asleep. And it kind of just falls over. And when he does, you witness as similar to what happened to that elf that you discovered earlier, the clothing starts to lose its colorization. You see the skin start to dry a little bit, start to get covered in little small lines of a face where the skin is no longer carrying the moisture and it's now breaking apart, and you see the color fade from all of his exposed skin. And whatever kept him alive through whatever might have happened has seemingly kind of faded away. And his body just kind of converts into that of ash and debris. The clothing also fully dissolving, leaving just there a pile of ash and nothingness. As it starts to kind of blow away in the slight wind that does kind of blow through the area you find yourselves in right now. For the four of you that do witness this, you see this event, you see that someone you knew has just succumbed to some unusual effect. I want all four of you to go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw, please. I'll get to here in a moment, Leland.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah. That.
Start off the game with a nat 1.
I see that. So, as Lex looks upon this, and Lex, involuntarily or whatnot, you feel shivers run across the spine of your back. You feel the goosebumps on your arms. You feel that sense of what the hell is going on? What just happened? Are we about to suffer the same effects? Leo, Soy, you stand stoic in this presence. Kishara, you are not fine.
Is this going to happen to all of us? Are we all going to succumb to this? How much time do we all have?
As all of you watch this, you see that Kishara talking about this does unnerve the rest of you. And with this does cause strife to gain by 1 level. Which means everyone's going to be subtly affected. Now, it's not going to affect... It's not for each individual person, but it's for the entire group. As all of you are together, the emotions coming from your companions are going to affect the entirety as a whole. As if one is suffering from severe effects, the rest of you will be as well. And because of Lex, and especially Kishara, suffer from these effects, you all feel, and this question forms in your mind, are we going to be next? And then you do believe it might potentially happen. As you feel amongst your body, your heart potentially skip. One by one, you lose strength in your extremities. You feel the numbness in your hands, your feet. You slowly kind of fall to your knees. Leo and Soy standing as strong as they can, stoic as they can, fine for the most part, but you watch as Lex does fall to his knees. You watch as Kishara does almost fully lose consciousness and fall sideways, splashing into the water, kind of flowing around you. Kishara, you find yourself in a small grove. You see that this grove, as you look, is filled with magnificent pine trees. Grass that is vibrantly green. Plants nearby, flowers that have this extravagant hue of yellows and blues and even reds. Small bees buzzing around, picking up pollen, and you see in the middle of this little grove is a deer. Magnificent, large. Its antlers you actually can't quite see because where the antlers would be is just a field of stars. Almost like stars are overriding the antlers, and when it moves, it's almost like the antlers are breaking the veil of the material realm, and you see just stars where the antlers would be. And you see that there is a wound on the side of the deer. And as you get near, you register that this deer is not a normal size. This deer is probably about maybe 600 pounds and stands about maybe 12 feet in height if it does stand up. But you see in its side is a brilliantly hued red arrow, half stuck to where its heart would be. Its breath coming in ragged gasps. You've never seen this deer before, but you sense, you feel, almost like this being is nature itself, composed. And if this being does perish, you would feel that nature would suffer as a result. Hold on to that thought, whatever you might have. We go to next, Soy. Soy, as you are looking around, you find yourself in a field. You see there are cows You see bulls that are nearby. They're grazing amongst the landscape, but you see that what they're grazing upon is a sickly grass. It is a weeping of this kind of pus coming from the stalks of the environment. And before you, as these animals are consuming, you watch as they consume this tainted grass, they start to cough. They start to cough and moan in a sickly nature. And you feel drawn to this ever which way for whatever reason. Something is wrong about this. And you see that in your field of view is just this number, an untold account of these type of animals that are nearby. But all one by one are coughing sickly by this tainted graze that they are harvesting. We go to Leo. Leo, you witness the sky. You see the sky before you, and there is a magnificent tower in a sea of unmoving water. The water itself is black like obsidian, but you can see through it. You can see underneath the surface of the water, maybe 1 or 2 inches down, is the world. You see the landscape of Faerun, you see the landscape of the other landmasses, you see things you'll understand, but you see the entire surface of the world, and you see from the tower strings of white iridescent energy, magic, that goes down to each individual on the surface that can call upon themselves the arcane arts. You're seeing the strands of magic, literally. And then you watch as the tower starts to shift, starts to groan, as at the base of the tower, cracks start to form amongst the bricks that hold it together. One brick cracks, the second brick cracks, the tower starts to lean slightly. When it does, several strands of energy snap and break. We go to Lex. Lex, you are moving through the streets of a magnificent city. You don't recognize the city itself, but the splendor. The streets are lined in platinum. The buildings are made up of mithril. You see people walking through the city wearing the clothing of beggars, the clothing of those that have never been able to acquire for themselves. You see boils upon their faces. You see their hands have never been clean washed. Their bodies give off a visible array of disease and uncleanliness in a city that is more expensive, more filled with wealth than anything you've ever witnessed in your entire life. But everyone you see is sick. No one is at peace. Everyone is chasing something they can't acquire. Always moving hurriedly, looking into an alleyway, looking into a building, looking under a nearby crate, never able to find what they're looking for. And now we go to, until I'll introduce yourself, I'm gonna go by your character, by your player's name, Leland. Leland, in this realm of the Sword Coast, where we have Waterdeep to the north, we have Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, we have Alm to the south, we have a magnificent number of settlements. We find ourselves in the Delimbier Vale. The question is to you, Leland. Are you here for wealth, or for power, for a pilgrimage? Are you here to save individuals, be the iron of justice against those that can't protect themselves? A question to you, Leland. Where is your character currently, and what are they doing?
So my character, I guess, would be on the road.
Okay.
Just coming into the town, I assume.
Okay.
He would be coming So I guess in a sense you could say power, but it's not like power like genie power. It's he wants the fear of his name to oversee the evil casters on their fear of their name. So we're kind of like where you have somebody and they know who did the crime, but they won't tell you because they're more afraid of that person than you. So my character wants the opposite, where my name brings fear enough to where the evil people can't hide. So that's his motivation.
Your motivation.
Yep.
Do you protect the weak?
I do.
Okay. As you are walking forward, you hear an argument. You hear the sounds of violence. Nearby is a grain cart. And you see that the cart itself is currently standing still. In front of it is a couple of mules. And you see that there is on the ground, battered a bit bloody, is a guardsman. Helm down across the ground. You see a dent in the helm. You see a man on his knees crying, "No, leave me alone! Leave me alone!" You see that that individual is wearing what looks like merchant clothing, is wearing the clothing of someone who has acquired wealth. You see the emblem on a scarf around his neck, that of a wreath of grains. The owner of this wagon, and potentially the owner of the silo that gave off this grain. You see, holding a cross, holding the scarf in his hands, his one hand bloody, knuckles ripped open, showing the bone. His other hand has a cudgel, dripping blood. And he's yelling at this man, "You sold me tainted, poisoned grain! My son is dead because of you!" And you see this. You see a farmer, you see a commoner who has taken upon himself to demand justice against someone that seemingly had poisoned grain. And I'm curious to you, Leland. As you see this, what do you do?
I'd walk up to the farmer and I would be, "You there. What exactly is going on here?"
I bought grain. I bought grain from the local market. And my boy became ill. And it would not stop. It would not drop. And then he succumbed to death. And all because this grain from this man who owns the mill was tainted. And the man...
How do you know this was tainted?
Because the grain had parasites. The grain itself was not clean. And they're supposed to be clean.
So I'm going to look at the merchant on the ground. What do you have to say for yourself for these charges?
It was true. But the grain shouldn't have killed anyone. I even spoke to the masters at the grain mill. They mentioned that it would not harm anyone. It might give some indigestion, but it would never harm an individual. In the towns, they were running out of grain. What was I to do? Let more individuals starve, or bring in grain that might make a few with upset stomachs? How was I to know that someone was going to get sick?
Are
My own
you
counsel
are
should
you
have.
are you a merchant or the Lord?
I own the grain mill.
But do you own the kingdom?
No.
Then how can you make such a choice like that? Are you saying you're king?
No. Giving the word to the king would not be time. I took it upon myself to feed the filks inside of Doratharg. They would be starved if not for me. I tried to provide a boon. I did not mean to have anyone become ill to where they die.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I'm gonna see what kind of money he has on him, on the merchant, as I back the farmer. Kind of like I'm gonna put my hand out to the farmer so he doesn't attack the noble. I'm gonna see what chrome place or coin purse the noble has on him.
The nobleman has a large coin purse. You see about maybe 100 gold inside, enough to feed a community rather well with all his wealth. The 100 gold he has on him.
I'm gonna take the coin purse away and give it to the farmer and tell the farmer, take this and share with the community of all those who ate this grain. I personally will bring the man to the authorities and let them know what happened and allow the law to give justice. Otherwise, if you take it upon yourself, not only will you more likely lose your life, but the life of your families. Is that what you want to do after losing your son?
I want my son back. Coin's not gonna do anything. And he does kind of toss the coin purse, hits you against the chest. I mean, I'm not gonna hurt you at all. Do you catch it or do you let it drop to the ground?
I would, if he throws at me, I'm gonna let it drop,
Okay.
and say nothing can bring back your loss. However, if you touch this man and he brings charges against you, you're but the peasant and he of noble birth. Do you want you to lose everything, including your estates, your lands that you farm? And will that help your wife and the others in the community? You need to allow me to bring him in so the authorities can take care of it. Your concern should be of the other people who ate of his grain as well. Take the coin purse and share with the others to make sure they don't get sick and can afford good food and perhaps a doctor.
All right. We back the scene away from you, Leland. You're talking to this individual. And very quickly, because I do need to do this. Actually, we'll do that at the correct start. So, Leland, we back away from your character. We're now going to push scenes back towards the other individuals. So, for you, Jen, I'll do introductions again once we get all back together. So, Jen, for your character, as you stand there, really quickly describe your character to essentially Leland. So, your character's name, and go ahead and say what your character looks like, Jen. Can't hear you, Jen. You're muted.
Sorry, you might have to remind me again. My dogs are being very loud right now for some reason. They're just on one. My character is Kishara, and she looks like a human woman. She has long hair that she probably doesn't even remember its natural color anymore. It's red and green and orange and pink and blue and purple and just everywhere. It's very I can't think of the word I'm looking for because I'm extremely tired and we work today, so we got up at 1:30 in the morning. But it's kind of just all over. It's very wild. And she is wearing leather armor strewn with bark and leaves. She is very obviously a druid, and her eyes are a very, very bright green. And I didn't get a chance to say before, but when I rolled that natural one before and I started freaking out, her eyes started to glow very brightly. And anybody looking at her would have seen her eyes glowing very, very bright green at that time. Yeah, that's about it. She's wearing some jewelry, mostly just made of wood, like wooden earrings, wooden rings, and she's a little disheveled. She's never really, no matter how much she kind of tries to put herself together, she always just looks a little bit off.
All right. Now, Kashara, in this field, you see this large, magnificent, beautiful deer. What do you do?
And I can tell it's wounded.
Yes. You see the arrow stuck in its side.
A bright red arrow?
as tall as you.
Okay. So I am going to try to cast Healing Spirit. And I'm going to make it look like a doe. It's very small, obviously, but and I'm going to just say very quietly, that's a lie. I'm going to telepathically convey to the deer that I'm not going to hurt you. Please let me help you. And try to approach it and see if I can look at that arrow, maybe see if there's any way for it to be removed without causing more damage. And the healing spirit will be healing it. I can put it in chat. Oh, shoot. Oh, well, there's the roll for it.
As you cast your healing spirit, as you go near, the healing spirit does emanate this spirit that does move forward. As it does, you see the ground actually bloom and grow in vegetation. Almost like the presence of this nature spirit causes a immediate positive reaction in the environment, and everything looks more magnificent, more blooms more brighter. And you see the deer turn its head towards you, and you can feel the weight of sadness in its eyes, in its face, in its features. Its being is sadness. And you watch as the spirit comes by, and it is just a drop of blood that your spirit does heal. The wound is still gaping, and you watch as slowly, ever and ever, that arrow is going deeper and deeper into the body, the wound getting much more large, bleeding more freely. And you hear all around you,
I don't know if that helps at all, but it's additional healing, the spirit.
is not enough.
Okay, I'm going to try and remove the arrow then. Can I do some sort of check to see if it can be removed without hurting it further?
I appreciate you trying. Can you? And the deer moves itself to allow you to grab the arrow. Larger hand, almost seemingly getting bigger as well. Almost like you feel yourself getting smaller, but nay. Landscape does not change. Besides the growth that your spell did both times, as your hand starts to lose its grip, you try to pull. And no matter what you do, you can't gain a purchase on it at all. You can't gain any sense of leverage. You feel the very being of trying to grab this thing is impossible. And you watch as it slowly goes deeper and deeper into the body. You see the deer lies down. A sigh comes from it. What can I do? What can I do?
Can I try lesser restoration?
The scene fades away.
Mm.
We move scenes forward to Soy. Soy, you see the grass stalks, green as well as browns, weeping this bit of pus and just something that looks uncomfortable. And you have a multitude of cows and bulls, animals nearby, all consuming with a ravenous type of feasting. What do you do, if anything? You're muted, by the way.
Let me see. Still getting used to this character sheet. I think she's just gonna try like a lesser restoration, and if that does not work, then Soy, in her confusion, would essentially just begin to um, pray to her goddess for guidance in this matter.
Okay. As you pray, sorry, continue.
I was going to say, did you want me to describe what Soy looks like?
Oh yeah, sorry, apologies. Yes, go.
Yeah. Soy is a like 8.5 foot tall dairy cow minotaur. So she's a big old girl. And she currently is wearing leather armor. I believe she has a shield, and we lost him.
Yep.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
But she's got like leather armor, a shield, and I believe she rocks a mace at the moment. So she's got big old poofy hair. But yeah, so that is Soy. But you were saying, Paul?
So as you try to heal this corruption, as you find yourself, do you walk near these cows? What do you do?
I think she'd walk towards one and try and cast lesser restoration. And if that had no effect, then she would take a step back and then pray to her goddess.
As you cast your restoration, you watch as you do either touch or place or do the magic divine against the. You do the spell, and you watch as there's really no effect at all. But then you watch as almost silhouetted in the background is a form that is corrupted, that doesn't look quite normal, but you can't quite get a good detail of it. And then one by one, the cows, the bulls, start to, as mentioned, cough stronger and stronger. They all fall over, and as they fall to the ground, they start to mutate. You hear the breaking of bones. You hear the snapping of ligaments. You hear the cries, the agony that racks the body and the souls of these animals. And before long, you are overcome by the sound all around you of those that are suffering from some ailment from the environment around you. Their bodies are distorting, looking wicked, looking diseased, looking sick. It makes your head also succumb to pain and sickness, weeping, and you find yourself falling to your knees as you oversee everything around you suffering intently. We pull the scene out. We go towards Leo. Leo, you watch as the strands of magic that's going to every individual amongst the landscapes around Faerun. The tower slightly leaning now, strands snapping one by one, almost like the opposite side is causing them to strain, and then pop, 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 strands of magic snap. What do you do, if anything?
I'm gonna pinch myself, if this is real, and I'm gonna close my eyes as tight as I can, think of where I was, and then open them again.
You find yourself not where you were, but not where you were originally. You see in front of you is a doorway. You see the cracks that are on the stones around it. You look up and you see that tower is directly in front of you right now. You look down and you're standing on water. Beneath the water is Faerun. You now see the magic flowing from the tower, from the base of it, underneath of it, to all of the individuals that have the ability to call upon magic in the realms. You see and feel, not magic, if you could just snatch that strand of magic, you feel you would be more powerful than anyone in the realms. but you also feel that this action would destroy you. How can you hold that much power? The door in front of you opens up. A welcoming room full of books, knowledge beyond comprehension stands in front of you. A stairway that goes up, and the voice from nowhere yet everywhere. You are welcome.
Yeah. I'll go in.
You step inside. The door
Oh.
closes behind you, and the scene fades back out. We fade back into Mike. Mike, sorry, I keep forgetting to do this. Leo, Fripp, describe your character really quickly, please.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So I'm a high elf wizard. I'm of the moon elf variety, so I've got the, you can see my mic token. I got the white hair, and the grayish blue skin, and typical size elf, a little bit smaller than a human. And I do like to wear nice clothes. That's pretty typical. And that's about it. Nothing too fancy at this point.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Fripp. All right, Mike, describe your character really quickly, please.
All right, so Lex is a Shadar Kai elf. He's got gray skin, long jet black hair that he has in a ponytail. He has dark green and black traveling clothes that has a hood. Yeah, that's about it, really.
Okay. So, for you, Lex, as you are looking around, you see everyone in a city that is nothing but gold, platinum, mithril, but everyone is poor. Everyone is giving off the stink of disease and decay and of never having washed themselves. What do you do?
I mean, I would kind of just watch while I walk through and see if I could think of how, like, what's going on, like what kind of plague's happening, or like if what's going on can hurt me, like if I touch any of these people, like if it's contagious. Just trying to get through to see if I could find anybody who isn't plague infected to talk to.
There is no one that's not plague infected. Everyone is. As you go through the streets, the alleyways, the buildings, the homes, the thousands of people you see are all each individual sick. All always on the move, looking for something, never satisfied with whatever they're doing. Always, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Never find what they're looking for. You watch as one by one they waste away until they fall to the ground crying, I couldn't find it. I couldn't have it. What was it for? An individual comes towards you. Who are you? You don't look like us.
My name's Lex. What is everybody looking for?
Themselves? A goal? A purpose? Wealth? Power? But they never find the end to what they're searching for. What do you look for?
I don't know. Kind of. Guess I'm trying to find myself as well.
Everyone here knows what they want, but they can't find it. You don't know what you want, but you aren't affected like we are. And when this individual, you can't tell if it's a man or a woman, boy or a adult, everyone stops, then looks at you, and then they slowly walk forward. Their eyes becoming a little more angular, a little more aggressive. Like you have something that they themselves want. The arms kind of come out, and you hear whispering amongst the untold thousands. We're lost. We're lost. As they go towards you, an untold number of individuals. We jump scenes, fade to black. Now to you, Leland. Describe your character, please, for everyone else.
See a human who's 6.5 feet tall. He's wearing chainmail, has a shield, and a blue cloak. He has a holy symbol on his shield. He's in full armor with a longsword. He has piercing blue eyes, and he has black hair that goes down to about his shoulders. He does wear a ring, and that is what you would see.
Okay.
Kind of has an aura of arrogance around himself.
All right. Leland, your character, as you're standing there, the man yelling at you about his son. He reaches down and he grabs that bag of gold. He looks like he might throw it at you one more time or take it. Give me, I want to say persuasion, but also you might be going for intimidation. What do you want to use?
I'd probably say intimidation, personally.
Okay. Give me intimidation, please. He holds it in his hand. Then he... Fine. Fine. You, and he now points to the merchant. You deserve death. The merchant looks at you, Leland. What of the grain? The town has no grain, and it's sickly. Do we leave it here to destroy it? Or do we give it to the town that needs some type of sustenance?
It's not for us to decide. It's for the law to decide.
There's no time. By the time the law enacts, they will have already starved. Would you take this from them? Some might get sick, but others will survive. Or do you condemn an entire town for your justice?
It's not for me to condemn or to burn the grain or to give it away. It's not I who makes the rules, nor is it my kingdom. Whether you believe the time is too long and there's no time, it's not for you to decide, nor for me to decide. The reason we have laws is to keep order. Whether you agree with them or not, it doesn't matter. And I am here to enforce the orders, to make sure the law still stands.
Then let me deliver this cart, and I'll go with you to seek this justice.
This cart can come with us to the authorities,
This
which
cart
is exactly
needs to
where this
go
merchant's
to the
going.
city. This cart needs to go to the townsfolk so they can live.
This is the noble or the peasant talking?
This is the noble.
Okay, so I'm gonna unsheath my longsword, and I'm gonna put it to his neck, and I'm gonna tell him, again, it's not for you to decide where this is gonna go to. We can bring the cart in with us, and the authorities will make the decision.
It will be too late. Cut me down if you want. You're doing no worse, because you will condemn the entire town to death if you allow this. I will go with you after I deliver this grain.
You'll go with me now, or I'll burn the grain and kill you.
He relents. Fine.
I'll sheathe my sword. I'll help him up. And I'll make sure he walks with me to town. And make sure the peasant comes too.
You leave the grain there.
No, we'll bring the grain with us so the authorities can decide
The
what to do with it.
authorities are the other direction.
Then that's the way we'll go.
Okay.
And I'll make the noble push the cart the whole time.
The nobleman will push the cart. The farmer will leave if you allow him.
I do. And I make sure to let him know to share that coin with anyone else who might be sick in his village. It's not just for him,
You
but all
hear
those affected.
the farmer say to you, amongst the wind, it won't matter. As he is gone. As you are moving, the nobleman pushing the wagon away from the town of Dorotharg towards the main city where the authorities are. The man cursing you under his breath. The scene fades away to you, Kishara, the deer. You can't do it. You can't pull this arrow out of me. Do you know what I and this represents? You muted, by the way.
I feel like maybe represent the material plane and like the natural growth and weather and everything that
I represent you, nature, druids. This arrow is humanity. And you watch as the deer sheds a tear, and the echoing words before you lose consciousness in this state. Killing me is humanity. And you lose consciousness. To you, Soy. On your knees, you feel this pain, you feel this racking. You watch as all these cows, these bulls, crying in agony, crying in despair, as they're reformed, reshaped. Mind driven to madness. Their mutation, their agony, causes them to lash out in rage. And you watch as the first one stands up in this unbridled anger. You no longer see a cow. You no longer see a bull. You see what you are, a minotaur. You see your species. You watch as one by one, everything in this grove, eating this sickly type of plants, the aggression, the anger, and the violence that erupts is drowned out by the laughter of this silhouetted individual playing strings against the cosmos. The laughter causes you to literally get full of pain and yourself fall over into unconsciousness. We go to Leo. The tower door behind you has closed. You hear the sound of someone enacting a ritual, magic, in the floor above you. You see amongst you all around are tomes of knowledge, some that you recognize, some that you know won't exist yet, and some have been lost to time for many, many, many generations. All but a grasp to take one out from the bookshelf. Hold on to it. But you feel compelled to this chanting, this arcane language that is the one. It is the origination of magic within all the realms. You yourself know there's only be one individual. This is the tapestry, this is the creation of the weave. Magic that is given to all individuals that can call upon it. And then you hear the voice from an entity, but so grandiose, so large, it causes you to shrink down. You've come here, but you yet are not ready. Not yet. And then you feel the ground beneath you turns into, it was, the obsidian top surface of the pool. Then it suddenly gains its properties of water that you expect, and you fall into the water. And you immediately are submerged and now falling through the water like you're falling through the air towards the surface of Faerun. And the speed that you fall causes you to black out as well. We move to Lex. Lex, you're standing there looking for a way to go. We realize the millions of people that are around you. The city is one large planet you could think of a city. Nothing but gold and mithril and materials that are beyond wealth. Everyone whispering, "What do you have that we don't? What do you have that we cannot find? Why do you not succumb like we have?" And they all go towards you, and one by one, they grab you. You knock one hand off possibly. You hawk another one, but there's so many. Before long, so many hands are grabbing you, you can't feel your own body anymore. And you are pulled down apart, as if everyone here is grabbing a morsel of your body if they can. And it's not an embrace of pain, but you black out. Then lastly, we move to Leland. As you drag the individual pushing the cart to the larger city, to the authorities, you hear the laughter around you of people enjoying wealth, corruption, people that are enjoying the revelries of gold and the company of the sins of flesh, not caring about the sick worker, not caring about the individuals that are suffering under the effects of their wealth, their power. They don't care. You see the granary silo, where this very merchant that you are bringing to the authorities has pleaded to have the silo consecrated to remove the disease, the plight, and how that would cost gold. Gold that would fill the coffers of the merchants here. They scoff. They'll survive. Most of them will survive. Who cares? You watch as the grain that was meant to go to Dorotharg never arrives. And you feel the individuals say, "Here, you need the wealth as well." And they take that merchant, punish him. As you feel this vision in your mind, you watch as your consciousness also drifts out the laughter of gods and the corrupt around you. The last vision you see is that of Dorotharg, and how of the 200 people, women, men, children, elderly, one by one, fall to the ground, holding a single gold coin to their chest, but a coin that's not able to buy sustenance or food, warmth. One by one, each individual falls to the ground into that of a skeleton, killed for the inability of surviving in a world that values wealth over that of the population. You black out with laughter, and one by one, all of you start to reawaken into a familiar sight. The ground is partly water. Some of you start to cough a little bit. You watch as the ground is half submerged, a singular pillar in the middle of you. Behind you, the sounds of settling stone and debris. And you watch as the form of where Brickheim was, of where the dust and debris and ashes of his body float away, start to rebuild. And it's not the same shape of the previous individual. It's not the same entity. It's not the same soul. That is gone. It is now a different individual. It is an individual knightly in armor, encased into plates of, not plates yet, but encased into the links of chainmail, shields, that of javelins upon his back and longsword at his side. Resting now unconscious, but where at one point was Rickheim is now another. And we will jump back to the ruins here. And you will now see the other individual is there on the ground. And once again, everyone, as you start to come to consciousness, what do you do?
What the hell is going on?
Ruckheim, you, I saw him die. But he's not Ruckheim anymore. Who are you?
Where am I?
I don't know. None of us really know where we're at.
The merchant. What happened to the merchant?
No idea what you're talking about. Not a clue. You were probably part of this experiment too.
Sounds like your situation was fairly similar to ours. You were doing something and then now you're here.
Yeah. I just had a crazy vision. Did anybody else have a crazy vision? I mean,
Yeah.
I felt like I was out for a while too.
I could not figure out how to save that deer. Did you figure it out?
What deer?
I didn't see a deer.
Oh,
I saw the deer from above the entire world.
oh.
I was in a town that was made of platinum and mithril and gold.
That sounds awful.
I also go ahead.
That's
I think I just saw the birth of the weave. I mean, that's pretty profound for a simple student like myself in magic, but there's some pretty powerful magic around here. We already know that. I'm not so sure if it's going to be good for us or bad for us. I would suggest we get out of here. Hey, new guy, what's your name?
The name is Mandarellin.
Mandarellin.
Did you hear a horn and see blood rain and
No, I saw people starving and dying with but a single coin.
So
And I was on my
roughly,
way to the authorities with the grain merchants. Don't I don't understand.
We don't either, but I agree with Leo. I think we should get out of here. Place is freaking
Was
out.
any of it real?
I don't know if this is real.
yeah. Let's find some reality. Get out of this place. Go ahead, so I lead on.
How high is this ledge?
So that ledge itself is probably about 15 feet high. Is
Oh boy.
relatively easy to actually go ahead and climb. If you want to go ahead and try that.
She's more going to offer a boost to everyone else. She's almost half of that height. So she will offer a boost to everyone else to give them a start up.
Okay.
So she's essentially going to be offering the aid maneuver for everyone else to climb up.
You want us to climb up instead of walking out?
Well, we kind of have to climb.
Walking out
He said this.
can't quite happen. It is about 15 feet high.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's why Soy's offering to help give people a boost.
I'll take that boost.
So yeah, she's essentially just offering the help action until she needs to do it herself.
For those that are looking to climb out, please give me a athletics roll. It's a very, very low DC.
Okay, good.
You'll succeed no matter what, but it's what's going to happen if you do potentially fail.
Right.
Yay!
A natural one, 20.
And
Oh,
this was
man.
athletics or just a strength check?
Athletics.
Oh, hey, look at you.
Oh yeah. All of you are getting out rather easy. As you are climbing out of here, again, not much pressure. As you are getting out, you see that amongst the trees over here, would be to your left or on the right of this map, is a rather large kind of like bees hive that is currently buzzing with bits of bees. But luckily, you didn't disturb them at all by trying to get yourself out of this place.
Okay.
Okay, so is it actually 12 a.m.? It's like the dead of night.
Oh, it is not. Why is it not working?
Okay.
Sorry, above board, real quick question. Is anybody else having issues with Foundry? Because I keep having to refresh. It keeps going black on.
No.
It's very weird.
The screen going black, Jen, or what's going on?
Yeah, the screen keeps going black.
No, see here. You try restarting Discord or restarting Foundry completely. See if that does maybe, or I guess restart the browser.
I could try that, yeah.
What
What's your
browser are you
browser?
using?
Chrome?
Good one.
Always one thing. If you're having bit issues, try a different browser. See if that does anything. For her to get back before we continue on.
I think, yeah, well, it just roleplay, like, quick, roleplay quickly. Like, Zoe would introduce herself, like, she's Soy, nice to meet you type of thing, give you a big ol' Minotaur handshake. And one of my friends turned me onto this, like, ad thing just because the races in D&D can vary so differently. It was really funny. So in chat, I put the height measurements of like rough height measurements of the party, and it's like super funny when you see some of them because especially when you have like halflings and it puts you. It just gives it a fun new perspective. Like, oh no, that's really all. Like that's really the impact of being super short.
So,
I saw that. It was cool.
Okay. I think I'm good.
All right.
As all of you are moving forward, you see directly beneath you, or in front of you, I should say, is a bit of a stream that's flowing a little bit slowly. The water definitely seems very, very cool. The wind that does blow through here is of a relatively peaceful nature. The sound of the rustling leaves, and you can hear the croak of like a frog a bit downstream. But everyone, please give me really quickly a perception roll. I need to write down passive perceptions too.
That's well.
All right, so I'm gonna send this to. Oh crap! Stupid browser. All right, so one thing I'm gonna do is just be for Leland as well as to Fripp, if I have not done it yesterday, was send out messages to people that overhear things themselves. All right, that's coming into you as well as to. Messages have gone out as all of you start making your way out of this entire place, whatever the hell has been going on.
And we get a compass just so we always know that direction.
And this map here, unless I say otherwise, north is always going to be up.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
so I'm going to turn around and look and see where we were. Is this a side of a cliff, a building, a tower?
So it is a bit of a rock face that you can see. In fact, as you now kind of look, you see a mountainous type of area, and you see a mountain that is at the base. You're at the base of a mountain, essentially. Fripp, if you want to, not say Fripp, Leo, if you want to, as y'all kind of try to gauge your surroundings, please give me a history roll or survival. Either one will work. Okay. You know exactly where you are right now. You're on a bit of a bend on the north side of Mount Illifarn. So you all are over here.
Okay.
Where are we?
Oh, I see it right now. Okay.
Oh, okay. And we're on the north side?
You're right there.
Okay.
Okay, so my feet are planted on real world now. So
Yes. You recognize the
well,
single mountain of Mount Illifarn.
this is a lot better than I would say we're not in hell. Well,
Rough estimate, how far would Illifarn be from, like, say, where Soy was originally?
Well, if you're along the roads, most people are around Waterdeep, so you're around. Oh, sorry, just a second. I didn't have the thing set up. A second, I'll set up the actual miles. Here, bring it back here really quickly. There's things to be said. So, message I sent out is up to you to discern how you want to spread it to the party. Because I like to have it to where it's not me telling you what you hear, but you telling the people what you actually hear. So, you can discuss that really quickly while I set up the grid here.
Yeah, I feel like whoever was talking at the moment, Soy would just put like a large minotaur hand over their mouth, and her ears would like twitch. And then she'd just do like the shh and then gesture towards the west.
Okay.
So west, meaning this way?
Yeah, apparently, because for right now, this is north. So.
I'll look over there. And what do I see?
Yeah.
And so she kind of does like the hear motion, like
Don't
she's hearing
move
something.
too much yet, please. Much stuff to the map real quickly. Okay, that's set up now. All right, so as you're looking to the west, you all now kind of overhear a bit of noise. You see that beyond the river, a little bit to the north is what looks like a bit of stone walls, and is the site of a ruin right now. What is that doing that for?
Oh.
I will come up behind Soy quietly and just whisper, "What did you hear?"
And she's like, I heard some talking over there. And she's like, but considering what we just got out of, I don't want to make. Forgive me for being judgy, but I just don't know if anyone's going to be in the best moods to see us.
And that's what you hear. You can overhear it.
From Orc, I don't know that she knows Orc. Hold on.
I mean, if you can read it, you can read it.
Oh, yeah, I just,
Yeah, I
no,
can't...
she does know Orc. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, if you can read it, you understand the language.
Okay.
Yeah, it just
um,
pulls to us.
yeah, so, she would say, she's like, okay, oh, sorry, I didn't see the second one. She's like, okay, they're speaking Orc, and they're looking for apparently some hidden treasure, and apparently a halfling said it was going to be here.
Orc.
Did you make out how many voices? Like, is it like an A and B conversation, or is there like A and B and some ambient conversation?
You expect, from what you're hearing, at least 3.
Okay, so it's A, B, and C conversation. So yeah, she's like, there's at least 3. They're speaking Orc, so I don't know if there actually are Orcs. They're looking for hidden treasures, so we may not be on their defined list, but I don't know. After what we just experienced, I can't say who's going to be friendly.
Paul, what is the Orc society like in this world?
Cruel and evil.
Okay. There's typically no decent Orc then.
It'd be a very, very, very exceptionally rare thing. There are half-orcs, but orcs in general are typically evil.
Yeah, most
Okay.
DMs I've been with, it's like if they grew up in their culture, they typically have the stereotypical opinions and actions. It's like if an orc grew up in the city, they don't really act anything like a typical orc.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that cultural influence to be more.
So what you got here, you're not really
yeah.
gonna know until you actually see them. But in general, they are a very, very warlike and barbaric culture.
How widely spoken is orc?
Probably not
I don't
too
know.
much, but some people might know it.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that it's a fair assumption whoever's speaking orc is an orc.
Probably.
It's definitely speaking it fluently. I'll say that.
Okay, that's what she wanted to make sure. Which no, she doesn't speak it. Like it's not her first language, so would she be able to tell if there's an accent there, like something similar to her, or if these sound like native speakers of the orc language?
Native speakers.
Okay. So she will also let everyone know that they're probably orc.
Sorry, question. When I cast Healing Spirit in my dream or vision world, did that cost me a spell slot?
No.
Okay, great. Then I am going to very quickly do this.
Nice.
Yeah, would that be considered like a short rest?
I mean, do you want to spend an hour here short resting? It's up to you.
No, I'm saying our dream.
Oh. You know what? Sure, I'll allow it.
Wheat.
Wheat.
All right, let me.
Wild shapes back.
Got my key points back.
I'm trying to think. Okay, okay, real quick, so I just don't slow up things. How do I take a short rest on this character sheet?
Where it says hit dice, underneath says
Okay.
rest, long rest. Just click it.
Oh, I see it now. Thank you.
The attributes tab, guys. Attributes tab, where your hit dice are underneath.
No, it's on any tab.
Yeah, it's on all of
It's
them.
at the top.
Oh yeah, just kidding. I was on the attributes tab. Yeah, you're right. It's at the top.
Yeah, Lex, hearing the word orc, he's definitely gonna like shrink down a little bit and try and carefully keep an eye out while he
No.
slowly and carefully walks.
Here's what you got. Before we go into our little break today, we can definitely investigate the orcs, how they are, if they are going to be evil, bad, or whatever they are, or we can try to just get out of here by kind of starting a little bit around, following the river to the south here, back to the north essentially of the Ilfar mountain range, and just leave this place, go back to civilization, or whatever you want to do. You all can decide what you want to do when we get back from break. So we're going to do our break here.
All right, I'll see you guys
all
shortly.
in a few. With time to spare, 1 minute and 27 seconds. All right.
All right.
Okay, with that being said, we are overhearing the Orcish language being spoken by very fluent Orcish individuals. Now, who those might be is up to you to determine, but the question is, now, what do all of you want to do? Do you want to leave this place? Quickly, we'll go back to Sword Coast here as we discover what to do. You can now... Nope, get rid of this grid. We can now go ahead and hold down control and actually drag distances to see how far it is to civilization. Fun to go as the crow flies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna words are hard. I am going to defer to the group on this one because Kishara is still really freaked out about everything that's going on. So whatever they choose to do, she will do. But we are somewhat sneaky right now.
Yeah, Soy is they mentioned treasure, and so I mentioned that to the group. So Soy's kind of interested what treasure they found, or they're after. So she'd be kind of interested in finding some treasure and making sure the orcs are decent people and not going to be very bad and all the warmongering that orcs have the tendency to do. But so she'd rather investigate that and maybe also find more ideas of why this place is so significant and why we were teleported here.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I feel naked without my longbow, and I need to get my hands on one out here in the wilderness. So,
Oh yeah, do we have any of our stuff?
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
Treasure, but also we might be able to get rid of the villains. So possibly twofold.
Well, I don't know that they're villains, but we can definitely give it a try.
I haven't never met the nice orc, but perhaps they'll change my mind.
I mean, I get told the same thing about being a minotaur, but I feel like I'm very pleasant.
So Kishara, did you want to sneak over there and look at that, or I could call up a familiar to fly over and see, however you want to do that. I know you won't. If you're not comfortable going over there, risking your life, I can do that.
I am okay with what everybody wants to do. If you guys want to check it out, I will go with you, as I did just cast a spell on us to help keep us a little bit hidden, and everybody needs to stay within 30 feet of me for that to be effective. So if we want to go with a group, that's fine. Or if you want to send a familiar and have us hang back, I'm fine with that as well. I will admit that I am curious about what is going on and what we're hearing, but more so I'm kind of apprehensive that we may find more questions, and we already have a lot of them. So
very true. I say though that maybe we could get a little closer, and maybe that could give us some more details.
If you would like to,
sure.
Just like I said, try and stay within 30 feet of me. So I think, Paul, we want to try and sneak closer.
Okay. Well, those who are going to be sneaking forward, please sneak forward. Don't give me rolls yet. We'll do those when they become applicable. No,
sorry.
Yet. Well, we'll keep the 20, but don't roll yet.
I was going to say, please don't keep
it. Mine's at disadvantage anyway, so that shouldn't have did that, but it didn't give me an option for disadvantage. So.
Okay, cool. We'll use a second roll when it becomes applicable.
Okay.
All right, so.
Keep in mind that you get to add 10 to whatever you roll.
Right, so as we all are sneaking through, we can see the water is very, very clear nearby. It seems very, very refreshing. And you see the trees are blowing a bit with this wind. We can hear the sounds of the orcs now. We can see, we can hear, I should say, the sound of what seems like pickaxes hitting stone, the chink, 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 chink. We can hear that. We hear the laughter. We hear the orcs talking.
Can't see them yet, though.
Nope. All right, everyone, hold on for 1 second.
Real quick, do you guys know you can use the arrow keys and WASD to move? Instead of clicking and dragging, it's a little easier.
Good tip.
Or talking. A little bit of an argument you can kind of maybe hear between a couple of the orcs.
Does it sound like there's any more than I thought there was before?
No, sounds like there is a couple. Rephrase that. Yeah, sounds like there's a couple more. You're suspecting around half a dozen now.
Okay.
All right, you can continue to move if you so want now. Let me do something really quickly. For some reason, my thing is not
Well,
working correctly.
I like to start talking as we're moving, and but whispering.
Okay.
And I like to do a little inspiration to them all, and just, guys, if we
There we go.
run into the enemy camps, don't worry. You have my sword, and I know that you all can do this. I have no doubt in your combat abilities. I like to done that from kind of the beginning as we started with the Minotaurs to see how long 10 minutes would be.
Okay. I still feel better with a longbow, but I'm okay. Maybe they'll have one. Wipe it.
Maybe they will. But you do see your first one.
I think Paul moved.
Yeah, I did momentarily. I did just set the map real quickly. All right, so those of you are moving, you do see one nearby. Now, everyone that is within view of this orc, which is all of you, now go ahead and give me your actual stealth rolls at +10.
And where is this orc?
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Was how long is 10 minutes in the game? If we would have started walking when I started the inspiration, would it be about 10 minutes now?
I've been about 10 minutes now. Oh, actually, probably less than that, honestly.
Rip, don't
Not
laugh.
bad. 26, not so bad.
It's probably been about 5 minutes, I think.
Okay.
All right, well, with those rolls right there, yeah, so somehow Leo and Kishara do something. So what do you two do to get this orc's attention? Because he's going to see both of you. So what do you two do to get his attention?
A bee stung me, and I went, ow!
There you go.
And then I looked at Leo and I went, really?
And you do hear the orc go, oh, there's someone here! And he goes, there's someone here! And you hear the roar of several others, and then you hear commotion. And as all of you are right there, you do witness as not only there, but now onto here and here. And you see these two stand up. You can't quite see them. I'll put them they're on the wall essentially, so you can kind of see them.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, but they're on the wall. But they do come up, and as they come forward, they are carrying javelins ready to throw, and the orcs do yell, "Leave! Get out of here now!"
You broke up a little bit for me, Paul. What did you say?
Leave! Get out of here now! Everyone,
That's-
give me perception rolls.
Perception.
Okay.
That's a lot of ones today, apparently.
Well, if my pattern stays true, I should roll a natural 20.
Wow. Hey, Jen.
And that's strike 3.
I just imagine like looking down. She's like, "Oh, look, it's like poison oak. I'm so glad I'm standing in it."
I'm looking for the beam to make sure that it's okay.
Yeah, me and Kashar are still looking at each other like, what? Sorry, you know?
Pretty much,
whatever.
yeah.
I'm too busy giving my inspirational speech to pay attention to anything else.
Feel
Years.
feel like me and Leo are gonna be friends.
Yeah. Fail twins. Yay. Yeah, Soy's going to start kind of getting closer to the group, and she's like, "Oh, we got companies on many parts here. They're coming for us. Don't get separated now."
Well, how high is this wall?
That wall is about 15 feet high. Now, you see these total of 5 have come out. All the ones over here have javelins out. These over here have battle axes, as well as the one that originally saw all of you. And they are moving forward. And as the ones on the wall are saying, "Get out of here! Leave!" The other 3 are moving a little bit closer, axes at the ready. Now, you can't quite tell if they're gonna engage right now, but they are preparing just in case you all decide to engage. The question is, what do we do? In fact, I'm kind of curious. Let's do a bit of inner monologue. Very, very quick thinking through your mind. This will be new, I think, to Fripp, especially to Leland here. So, I'd like to get an idea for your character, what goes through their mind, thought-wise, because everyone an idea of kind of about your character's mentality state, and gives an idea of maybe what they can do to move forward, gets everyone kind of on the same page. Everyone a little bit of a spotlight in a small little way with their minds. So, with that being said, for you, Soy, what goes through your mind with what's going on right now?
Not to play the race card. She's just a little surprised that the druid and the elf did so bad on stealthing, and the big old minotaur managed to be just fine. So she's just kind of like, "What? That was unforeseen." But she's more just kind of like internally sweating bricks that there are this many orcs, and none of them look happy to see them. So she's just in a she struggled between the duality of wanting to run, but then her natural heritage of like growing up in the tribe that you don't run from a fight. So she's just trying to struggle between those two.
Okay. Leo, what goes through your mind?
What's going through my mind is I'm confident with my magic using abilities, but these are a lot of orcs, and I don't have near as many magic missiles as I do have arrows when I have a longbow. So I'm kind of hesitant to engage these guys.
Okay, all right. Kishara, what goes through your mind?
So knowing what Kishara knows about orc culture and being able to see that these are definitely orcs, and being as on edge as she is with everything she's just gone through, she's in no mood, and she is ready to throw down. Like, I'm not in the mood to be fucked with anymore.
All right. All right. Mandarellin, what goes through your mind?
Well, how many do I see from where I am?
We see 5.
So honestly, what's going through his mind would be like, "Ugh, only 5? That's gonna be easy."
Confident man. All right. I like it. All right. What goes through your mind, Lex?
I want on top of that wall if things go south. Thinking of how to get up on that wall if they start to attack.
You start climbing. But the question is, what do y'all do? As they slowly start to get closer, in case you engage, they're going to get position wise with all each other. So we know some of you
I have
are
a
itching for a
question.
fight. Yes.
While I'm in combat, and if I'm giving my speech while I'm still in combat, does that still count towards the 10 minutes of inspirational leader?
All right, let's milk this builder real quick. So I got you.
Takes 10 minutes. I'm supposed to inspire people.
Each round of combat is 6 seconds. You won't be able to get through it.
Gotcha.
So you're trying to have this happen before this like all happens?
Yeah, I should have.
Okay.
Yeah, I
No,
should
I'll
have.
let you.
Yeah.
I'll let you get it. Yeah, I'll let you have it.
While we were walking up or whatever.
Yeah. So it was. Yeah, I definitely will give you that. So everyone, go ahead and take in 8 HP. Nice.
What is it? 8 HP
And I'm
10
just
HP.
saying, just
It's 8.
plus temp 8.
That's the wrong saying,
Yeah.
Jen. It should be Murder Queen. She is very much the Murder Queen of our games. Blow up
I
people's
rolled-
heads for no reason.
I roll really bad until it comes to combat, and then when I try to not kill someone, I blow up their head.
Nice.
Like I tried to be a murder hobo, and she.
Wanna do, like,
always ended up being,
non-lethal?
trying.
Boom, dead.
Alright, yeah, everyone taking that HP. And now, I guess the question is, as they're moving a little bit closer, you see them, their face does show a mix of that excitement of battle, but that readiness of, well, you look like adventurers. And so the weapons are gripping their handles tightly. You see them are now focusing intently at all of you. And you see the one right here does seem to be the leader that you all saw. He himself has what looks like a sash, a little bit blue around the waist, and he is starting to kind of grin. As the ones at the top are still saying, "Leave, go now."
Are they saying that in common or?
They're saying in common.
Okay, so we can all hear it.
I challenge your leader.
Okay, well, they're about diplomacy.
So we're doing this. That's in character. So we're doing this.
It appears so.
All right.
You see the orcs. Well, we're starting combat then. All right.
Ooh, we're aggressive.
No.
So everyone, go to that combat tracker. So that cross sword to the top right. Roll your initiative because we are getting into this right now.
Oh, I should have asked.
Yes.
With my 33 in stealth, would I have been able to roll with advantage on my initiative?
We ain't playing Pathfinder. Hell no.
Oh, okay.
I think your 33 in stealth means nothing when there were 2 nat ones
That is true.
twice in a row.
That is true.
Thanks.
What?
I love
You're welcome. It's making it more
Oh my
interesting.
god!
Hey,
Right.
hit a one of them.
Give me 1 second.
That's a 7, a 17, a 5, 5. Yeah. I kind of feel like Soy just looking at her saying, "You guys don't seem very prepared." Oh dear.
I'm trying to give everybody a chance first.
All right. This orc here. Battle's not that ready. He just roars. And as orc are ferocious, they don't think. So he immediately grabs a battle axe and starts charging across the landscape. Wanted to drive the axe into all of you that would not retreat. And so you just hear the roar come from their mouths as he gets here. And as he's running, he does take that javelin and does chuck a javelin at, well, the largest target nearby, which will be Soy.
No, thanks.
Let's see. What's the range of these things so I can do this correctly? Alright, so 30 is supposed to be at disadvantage, it looks like. Alright, will be. Alright, Soy, here comes in a roll. Is not that. Should be. Well, it can matter. So, throws in a javelin and it flies and just hits the ground like 10 feet away from you. So, easy enough. Soy, it's on you.
And here I thought I'd be an easy target. Do you wanna... Or maybe it's... No. I thought I stopped something. Hold on. Okay. Interesting. I am. Okay. 1 second.
Now, I'm gonna say one thing as you're thinking about this. I probably didn't mention it in my games, but I'm gonna say it right now. Do not expect base common monster manual monsters. I'll leave it at that.
Don't expect what?
Don't expect monster manual monsters that are by the book. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, so within 60 feet. So she is going to do her spiritual weapon as her bonus action. So she's going to get that up. And I
60
think
feet?
she can.
Was it far
Yeah,
enough away to do it? Yeah, you were. All right.
So she'll get that up.
I don't think I have a token for that right
do-
now. So we'll just do.
He's 55 feet from her. Okay, and then as her action, can she Sacred Flame since the spell was a bonus action?
You can only do a cantrip if it's a.
Yeah, that Sacred Flame is a cantrip.
Yeah.
Because they're a little far from her. So she's going to do her spiritual weapon at this dude, and then she's going to do her Sacred Flame. So I need a Dex save, I believe. Yeah, a Dexterity saving throw. DC 14.
Do. Alright, where my saves at?
I think if he clicks it, it should pop up.
Okay.
Put it in the chat.
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, cool. Alright, so he fails. Let's go ahead and take 8 damage from that. Alright. So what's the Sacred Flame? Go narrate to me real quickly from your perspective. So what it looks like when you cast Sacred Flame on this guy.
She essentially summons like what looks like a bolo, but it's like 2 milk jugs, and so she just like bolos it and hucks it at him.
Okay. The bolo milk jug smash into him and causes the orc to and he gets, well, burned by sacred flaming milk. We'll go with it.
And then her spiritual weapon is just like
Yep, it's a 20 attack roll, which means that is going to hit the orc, and that now damage is going to hit and drop that orc as well.
oh, okay, sweet. So yeah, she just has like a huge. Her spiritual weapon is just like it looks like a huge hammer, but on each end it's just like it just looks like cow heads.
Okay.
Where she just
Comes in and just smashes, and the orc in the back of the head just flattens to the ground. The battle axe it had in one hand just kind of just clink, clink, clink against the ground. All right.
Yeah, I got one.
All right. My next orc is going to go ahead and move a little bit cautiously now, seeing the other one just get splattered. So he's going to go ahead and move up to here. And kind of just wait. We go to my next one, which is on the wall, is going to go ahead and chuck a javelin at Lex.
Up there. Okay. Oh!
Well,
I don't suppose you have that cool maneuver that you can like catch projectile.
Oh, I don't think I have the.
Not yet.
Wait, I might.
Not yet. Okay, I know that's something monks can do. I just don't know at what level.
Doesn't have it yet.
Mike, taking that 8 damage.
Oh, I have no temporary hit points left.
All right,
How
that's
dare.
what I do for you.
No, I do have it.
There you go.
Nope.
It's now
Yeah.
removed. From your fearless leader. Good job on that one. All right, Lex, you just got smacked by an arrow, but luckily it was deflected by the
Well, no. I got to roll.
robot.
So it's I have to do a roll for it.
For the deflect missiles.
Yeah.
Oh, you have it? Okay.
So
Oh, that is something you can do at this level?
yes.
I forgot
Oh, nice.
I forgot we started at level 3.
Oh, yeah, I still don't know. Like, I don't, like, I know very little of monks.
Yeah.
You throw it
Okay.
back too.
So you still got the so put back the 8 temp HP to your character there, Mike.
All right.
All right, and now it's on to you, Lex.
Yeah, I'm not gonna throw it back. But barely moving out of the way, I'm gonna throw up my Raven Hood. And then I will bonus action. teleport 30 feet. My blessing of the Raven Queen.
Nice.
And I'm going to go right up here, right up on that wall,
Okay.
right next to that guy.
Sounds good.
And then I'm going to punch him. Oh,
Go try.
Oh, yeah, I didn't click on him.
You try to punch him, and he has other javelins in hand and just literally smacks your hands away. But is a little worried that you are there.
Alright, and that will be my turn.
All right. We go to my next orc, the big guy. He starts roaring, "Rah! Rah! Rah!" and does move forward
Just.
to here. And to go ahead and just throw a javelin at Kishara. So, Kishara, let's see, where's that? Where's my things at?
That is a hit, just barely.
Yep, take 6 damage, Kishara, as that javelin goes right into you. And he's just roaring, "Come! Come! Come at me!" And just roaring, now in a mix of orcish as well as common. Kishar, it's on you.
Well, as he says that, I am. Who got hit? Somebody got hit already, right?
No. You.
The one who got hit was Lex, but he was able to deflect the javelin.
Okay.
I know, is this one gonna miss on Soy?
All right. Well, in that case, he says, "Come at me," and I'm going to turn into a direwolf.
Come at me, bro.
I'm going to charge right up on him and try and pounce on him. I think he's far enough from me.
You want me?
Direwolf does not have pounce apparently current to this.
Oh, no, they are supposed to have it.
No, Direwolves don't have pounce.
How did they?
At least according to the SRD, they don't.
Oh, I'm thinking of the he still has to make a strength saving throw if I hit him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have tactics and trip attack.
Right, I was saying pounce on him, meaning try and knock him over, but I have to bite him first to knock him over. I don't think I wasn't saying actually pounce.
Gotcha.
I don't have vision for some reason when I'm in the direwolf, so I can't see. Ah, there it is. So, and I'm just gonna run right up to him,
Okay.
try and bite him. So it's Kier, I guess. Okay.
That will be a hit as your Direwolf. Well, you narrate to me, Jen, how you do this.
Well, I said pounce, so he says, "Come at me," and I charge up to him and like kind of pounce and try and bite into his shoulder and pull him down. So it's a DC 13. He's an orc. He'll probably succeed, but yeah.
Most definitely does, yes.
Yeah. But I'm latched onto him.
So he holds the ground, just yells, "Ah!" He's holding the haft of his battle axe, about to slam into your face if he can. Mandarel, it's on you.
Seeing the bigger one, I'm gonna go to him.
All right.
I'm going to attack.
Nice.
Oh, you're damn crits.
And that's two. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to end my turn after that.
All right. You broke up there. All right, you're good. All right, Leo, it's on you.
Okay, so I have a out of character question.
Yeah.
How do you do with friendly fire on spells that have say a sphere, like say shatter, up on top of the
If
wall?
it's gonna be in their space, it's gonna hit them.
All right.
Yeah, I know you just have to use some meta magic feats if you're able to get it, which I think only sorcerers do.
You are more than welcome to do it.
Oh yeah, there's something for that, isn't there?
Hit us. Hit us.
I'm okay with it. I got a ton of temporary hit points right now as a dire wolf.
He's
Hit me.
also resistant to all damage
Mm-hmm.
until the start of his next turn, since he teleported with the Raven Queen.
Do it.
There is something. Okay, I'll have to look for that. All right, so I'm just going to cast a spell here.
All right.
Scorching Ray.
Oh,
All right.
This is our first combat, isn't it, of the campaign?
It is.
Yeah. Everything else was more like just dodging debris and trying to run out.
All right, so do I have to pick a target? How does this work? Launched it at second level. Damn.
That can work, but unfortunately, as you do your scorching ray, it is going to unfortunately miss as it just slashes across.
That's one. He's
Only
got
one
3
dire
rays.
wolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the first one does miss. Keep on going.
Oh my God! So I just, like I said, I'm new to this spell casting
You're
stuff.
good.
So how against my second one? What I just cast it again?
Yeah.
Well, don't use up your spell slot though. So when you click to cast it, you can do it without a spell slot.
How do I do the second ray and the third ray?
see,
I guess
let's
is what
see.
I'm asking.
Let me take a look. Let's see where you at. So if we click on, we might have to cast a spell again. I'm not sure if there's a fast way to do it. So if we click on Scorching Ray, yeah. So for you, Fripp, when you click on Scorching Ray, it brings up a little box to cast at level. On checkmark it says Consume Spell Slot.
Yep.
Yeah, it consumed spell slot. The time I cast it, it consumed one spell slot.
Yeah. So uncheck it this time for the next 2 rays.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I
Yeah.
got you.
Cast,
All right.
cast again and
I just-
so-
Ah,
Getting close.
Sorry.
Come on. You're good. Last one. Come on.
I actually left it checked there. So.
All right.
Oh,
That one.
one.
Yay!
So just bring back
Alright.
bring back the spell slot there, Fripp. But one spray will strike, and was against the one next to Lex.
Yes, it was one to the east of Lex.
So that ray smashes into that orc, and you watch as it just sizzles across his chest, and he screams "Ah!" and moves back, as that definitely hurts him. All right, fantastic. All right, Leo, want to
I'm
move?
gonna move. Yes, I am. I'm
All right.
a little bit over here. Take a little hide behind my friend Soy.
Sam.
And that's it.
All right. We go to my
Do you get
last
half cover
orc.
for that?
He's gonna go ahead and chuck a spear. Actually, at Lex, since Lex is right there.
10.
Actually, no. He's gonna drop the spear to Javelin and grab the battle axe and run. And we'll be flanking, so we'll provide a advantage.
You know, we asked for it.
Holy shit. How many?
Uh,
Oh, it would be 12.
He rolled a natural 20.
That's
yeah.
fine.
So
That's fine. I have resistance to all damage, so
All right. There's only be half damage, so let's go with half damage. There you go. All right. End of round 1. He's screaming, "Ah!" and he swings the axe at you. That luckily, your touch up there actually made you not be affected that much. We now go to top of round 2. Soy, it is on you.
Where is her spiritual weapon? I know she cast it over here around this.
I need to get the token for it, but essentially it would be. Let's make this a real quick square. It's right there.
Okay. So she's gonna move it. She's gonna move it to attack this dude.
All right.
Now, how do I do this without consuming a spell slot? Again, I'm super new to this
So
format.
easy. So same thing. Target the enemy.
Okay.
All right. Then when you click the button to cast a spell, there'll be an option that says consume spell slot and just uncheck mark it.
Okay, and where is that supposed to pop up? Do I click the dice?
No,
Like
yeah,
where
when
it
you
turns
click
into
the
a
dice next to the
d20?
spell. Yeah.
Okay. And then consume spell slot. No. Cast. Oh, well, that's
all
not
right.
very good.
So it
And
does
then-
swing
okay.
again, but does miss.
And then she's going to do Sacred Flame again.
Okay. We'll see if the orc can save against, and it will save. So
Yeah.
let's see.
All right. And she will move. Oh, sorry, I'm not measured. She will move to block Leo from this dude.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so as you do the divine flame, he does like raise there's the battle axe that just hits the divine flame, sacred flame, and watch the axe just gets like bright red from that. Then we go to my first orc, which is the one that you just did that to, and is screaming at you. And to account for how I'm doing this, he does have aggressive, so he's gonna be running forward. That's how he's been running so much. But charge towards you, Soy, and just swings at you with his great axe.
Okay. That is a hit.
All right, 15 damage as it smacks into you. I can play that for you. Make it easy. There you go.
Well, no. I had 8 temporary HP.
Oh,
It
did I
takes it
consume
away.
I didn't consume it. Okay.
It
Take
doesn't show
back-
it on mine.
Yeah, okay. So get back 7 health and go to remove the tip HP. I'll let you do it for now.
Okay.
It doesn't do that.
All right, awesome.
Right.
Okay,
he's
now we're good.
He's screaming. We now go to the next orc. Now it's gonna be attacking Lex. Now Lex, he does go ahead and grab his battle axe. Someone remind me because I can't remember from 5e. But if he switches weapons, does it trigger attack of opportunity?
No,
Okay.
it's a free act.
All right, then he'll do that and swing at Lex with his also battle axe. And it's gonna be flanking.
Oh,
Oh,
Alright.
it's barely hit.
We're taking that 10 damage. I'll let you do it automatically since it's gonna be for
5.
you. And it's just screaming. Both orcs are, and they're swinging against you using their savagery because they are orcs. One of them kind of like grabs your shirt and smashes the axe into your shoulder, and then lets go. So he's not actually grabbing you. Lex, it's on you.
Weak. I'm gonna punch him.
Nice.
Oh my damn crits! All right, Lex, how do you drop this orc?
I just like after he hits me and he comes off, it just I'm like right in the neck.
So hits his neck, starts coughing, starts choking, and falls off the wall. You hear the poof to the ground when it hits.
Sweet. Then I'm gonna spend the key point to do flurry of blows on the second guy, which I'm pretty sure
Does
is gonna
miss. Actually, no, I lied. It is going to be a hit. 7
Oh.
damage. They're roaring ferocious orcs. So the extra flurry blow smashed into his body. He just war screaming. You see a tooth break off. All right, fantastic, Lex. You want to move, or are
I
you
got
good?
I got one more attack.
Okay, go.
And it's gonna be the Hand of Harm. As you see this black smoke come out of my hand. Oh, that didn't work right. But I think I need it.
No, should have been 4 damage.
Well, I think no, I had to roll the attack, and then that added on to it, so it does 8 damage.
Gotcha. All right. That also kills that orc. Tell me how you kill that orc.
So I turn around, elbow, and then with my hand, you just see black smoke start to come out. I just go like claw like into his neck and just throw it out.
All right. We go to my next orc. Now, to account for a bit
Can I
of
come
change.
down?
You come down?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
just climb down.
Yeah, moves around. This orc now angrily swings first at Mandarellin for doing that, for attacking him, screaming, "You won't take us!" And he does that attack against you, Mandarellin, which I believe is going to be a miss. So, you deflect that blow, and then keeps the momentum with his nature of being ferocious. Is going to do another swing at disadvantage against Kishara.
Mm. Yeah.
And it's
It
going to
hit.
hit. Kishara, take 5 damage, please. All right, and Kishara, it's on you.
Well, I didn't like that.
Most people don't.
So I'm going to bite him,
Okay.
and I'll have advantage this time.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't roll with advantage. Can I roll one more?
Sure. No, nat 20. But, Kishara, how do you kill
Yeah.
that orc?
Ooh. So as he swings, you said he has an axe?
Yep, here's a great axe.
As he swings the axe at me, I want to, because he hit me, right?
Yeah.
So as he swings his arm down, I'm just going to go right up into his armpit and just rip his arm off.
Sounds good. Arm
And
comes
then
off, blood splatters across the ground. And he grabs, like, your mouth. As he's grabbing your mouth, you see, like, your teeth are, like, sinking into his hands. Just, and he loses that kind of, like, ferocity as he's roaring. And just falls to the ground, hands stuck into your mouth. You either bite it or stick it off. It's up to you. But he does die holding your mouth.
All right, and then I am going to run, just try to intimidate this guy a little bit. Just run right up on him.
All right. Mandarellin. Now, up to you, Mandarellin. You see this orc has watched 4 of his buddies, I should say, just get demolished. He's now getting ready to disengage and flee the hell out of here. On his turn, he will be fleeing.
Thank you.
I want to attack.
All right. Will be at advantage.
More control.
It's a hit. You can roll 1d20, see if you get a critical hit, though. Do some extra damage. Well, we'll use that damage of 3, unfortunately. If you want to know how, Leland, at the far left of the screen.
I don't know how to roll those.
Yeah, so at the far left of the screen, for anyone here as well, far left of the screen is going to be a d20 symbol. Click on that, will bring up a list of things you can roll. Click on the single d20. Alright, so you hit him, a little bit of damage.
My turn.
Alright, Leo, you watch as a single orc is now having to dodge and weave. He's getting hit, just got hit in the back by the longsword. He's about to run away himself. You got the drop. What do you want to do? Oh, I think I can hear you if you're talking.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
I don't think he's gonna get away. I can stand here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll just we'll piss him off a little bit more with a cantrip here. We'll do an acid splash on him.
And
Oh,
he'll
he's-
just take that to the face. Not even care.
All right.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, top of round 3. Soy, it's on you. He's about to start running. We'll take a lot of attack opportunities, but he's looking to run. Well, he will disengage, actually. So.
Yeah, she's gonna do a quick healing word on herself. So she will heal 6. And he hit her, so she's that Minotaur mentality comes up. She's going to try to attack him. Oh, wait, that's an advantage, so she gets one more.
Yep, one more. Oh, that will definitely do
There
it.
we go.
All right, so go ahead and do 8 damage to this orc. So your mix comes in, smashes the back of the orc as he's now facing Mandarellin, and he does kind of fall, stumble a little bit, and do us to move.
No, she's gonna stand her ground.
Okay. So he's getting battered, and he now on his turn goes to flee. He's going ahead and do a disengage, and literally like use the axe to just whirl around himself, get all of you back, and then starts to book it. Now, to chase him, we're gonna go into a very very quick. I don't want to spend full time doing this, but for those that are gonna chase after this guy to straight murder him, as he's gonna go ahead and start diving through the terrain. Give me in this case to make this easy. Who wants to chase him? Give me athletics rolls.
I have 50 feet of movement, by the way, right now.
Go for it, girl.
Yeah.
Go for it. 'Cause
Take him down.
Give me
So I would
advantage, Jen.
Okay.
Zoe would just use Sacred Flame.
Oh, it rolled at disadvantage.
Okay, it's 16. It's fine.
It's not control, honey. It's shift.
Oh, shit.
All right. So Mandarellin and Kishara, you start chasing after this orc as he's running through the area. Now, because of the two of you, I would need to have at least one of you succeed, which one of you did. So, Kishara, as you come after this orc, tell me how you take him out.
So I want a non-lethal.
Okay.
I actually want to just pin him down.
Okay.
And then telepathically, I'm gonna turn and say to Soy, "Can you ask him what's going on here?" Like Soy, you'll hear in your head, and it sounds
Yeah.
like Sarah's voice in your
Well, I
head.
think you did that before when
Yeah.
you were a mouse. You
Mhm.
kind of communicated with her. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Soy will move up to him, and so she'll look down at him and she's like, "So, we're just kind of curious what you're doing here. I mean, do you
And
feel
I-
like being cooperative?"
I am growling as I've got him pinned and just like letting my saliva just drip down onto his face, just breathing hot breath like right on him.
And
I
she'll
like
she'll say it didn't work.
Okay. We're just looking for something the halfling told us. There's something
Which halfling?
buried here. Knees hurt.
Which halfling?
What'd
Which
you
halfling?
say?
There's a lot of them. She's like, which halfling? There's a lot of them.
Don't know. It's one we saw in a caravan that was lagging behind. Saw it as a good chance to take him.
Lagging behind where?
The halfling's dead. The halfling's dead. We don't know where it's at here.
So you have no idea what you were looking for. You were just knowing it was supposed to be special?
He said it was buried here somewhere.
Just treasure in general, or did he give you like a specific item?
He just said it was something valuable treasure. We're trying to
Okay.
find it.
So she'll pat the wolf and she's like, "You can eat him," but then she's gonna walk over here and.
Well, I guess it'd be to you there, Mrs. Direwolf. What do you do?
Yeah.
In his head, he hears, "Let this be a lesson to you and your kind." And then she steps back off of him. I'm not going to attack a creature that's fleeing and no longer hostile. I'm going to let him go.
The rest of you?
Her choice. So he's good with it.
He gets up, holding where you kind of bit him, leaves the battle axe on the ground, steps back 1 step, 2 steps facing all of you, and then stumbles and starts running away.
All right. Well, he said there was a halfling that they killed that told him that there was treasure here.
Well, Jen, for being heroic, take your hero point. Or take that hero point. Take your inspiration.
Thank you. Ew. I think that's the first time I've gotten inspiration. You don't usually do inspiration, I don't think.
Try to get better with it.
No, I just meant like in your home 5e game, we didn't do
I know.
inspiration.
I know.
Where does that go at? Like, how do I track that?
Should
I
be a
wonder.
place on the character sheet. It's under the attributes. It'll be under like where it says death saves, exhaustion, and inspiration.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
So is the end of all of them.
So I'm preparing a ritual detect magic as we're talking about what to do here. And I'm going to intend to cast a wide net from right around here to see if I can detect any sort of magical items that could be buried.
Give me 1 second there, Rip.
Always my
Range.
just one make one. That maybe
Yeah.
and then they
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you click on that little green X on the ground, you'll see what is essentially available to retrieve. I could just shoot the silver. We'll do that real quickly. Bloop. There you go. Y'all got 2 silver, and there's going to be 2 more. We'll put on the party donkey. Let's talk about the party donkey real quick before we go further. So everyone, go to your hotbar at the bottom of the screen. It has the keys 1 to 0. At the left of it is a photo icon with a down arrow above it. Click on that, please. You should see something called Display Party Donkey. Go ahead and drag that to your hotbar, and then click that. This will essentially show the properties of your companions. But if you go to the inventory, we can now put things there. This would be a place that can hold, like, say, the bag of holding for the group, as well as any leftover gold. In this case, we have 2 silver. We'll put it in there.
There it is.
And we can throw all the javelins there. So do you want to take the great axes and javelins, or are we going to leave them here, is the question.
I'm not going to carry it.
I can't.
How do you put it at the hotbar?
So make sure you go. Are you at the macro directory, Leland?
I clicked on the party donkey.
The icon, or did you
Under-
drag it? Where's it at?
I was trying to, yeah. It's still under like PCs.
All right. So not from there. So go to the hotbars at the bottom of the screen. To the left of the 1 hotkey is a folder icon. You want to click on that.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah, drag that to your hotbar, and then you click on that to open up the party donkey.
Okay.
Now, we don't have a bag of holding yet, which means if you want to hold these battle axes, put it on a character sheet. But like gold, we can put in there. Once we have like a cart or a guy that's hauling around like a chest, we'll use that. But until then, because we have weight distribution, keep it on a character sheet. So if we're going to take these battle axes, put them on your sheet, because it is automated. Right, now back to your question here, Leo. What are you doing?
I'm casting that detect magic ritual.
All right. As you are casting that detect magic ritual, at first you're sensing nothing. Move where you want to go, and I'll let you know if you trigger anything, Leo.
Oh gosh, hold on. Oh, it's only 30 feet? Oh, I thought the damn thing was... Okay. Well... All of them, they were I'll center it right here.
All right. So as you try to detect in that area, you don't detect anything besides what's on your companions. You do see, as Oliver moving a little more inside this area, we see the cart that is kind of broken down right there. We see more of the ruins now. We see there are a couple of structures that are off to the left here, or to the west, I should say, as well as what seems to be a broken down wall to an internal structure to the east. You can move where you would like, and then we can reveal things as we move forward.
So as I'm moving, I'm investigating to see if I see, if something was recently buried or something, what I'm looking for, right? Somebody buried something.
So, those that are looking around,
Sorry, yeah, I was on D&D.
those are looking around. Give me investigation rolls. You can also give me perception rolls. Based on the roll you use, we'll have different information though, because investigation is literally moving stuff around, touching stuff. Looking is just looking without actually like turning over pages. So they will have different results potentially.
Question:
Yes.
Can I use this?
In this case, to discover treasure, probably not. No.
Trying to like smell for metal, I guess would be kind of.
No.
All right, then I'll just look around.
Is it perception?
It is perception or investigation. All right. So, as I'll be looking around, I'll say for you, Mandarin, I'll go to your cart. So as you go to that cart, you do see that there are some crates as well as bags, but it's been here for some time. Obviously, by the condition of the cart, some of the vegetation has overgrown the cart itself. You see that the orcs have already looked inside the crate. It looks like it was old foodstuffs, all kind of petrified food right now. The carts had maybe a bit of grain, but also just kind of nothing there ruined. Almost in a way, kind of resembles the cart you saw in your own vision, or we actually experienced before you went blinking out of existence there momentarily. But beyond that, nothing else that's going to be really valuable there. And the rest of you, as you're looking around, I would say we see that this building over here, I'll give to you, Kashara, does have a bit of a unpleasant, moldy smell that does come through the doors at the bottom. It's a double door that do have a bit of an unpleasant smell in that area.
I am going to. Where is Leo? I don't see Leo. Where's Leo?
Leo is in another area, but I'll give it to you a little quickly, Leo. So as you're moving forward to this area, Leo, you see there's a lot of pickaxes, a couple, I should say, bit ruined, not really good, shiny material. You see that there's a door right here that is been forced open, and you see there were runes of magic on it that you can tell have recently been activated. And you see that it probably had a bit of an explosion that erupted that caused whoever's at the door to get a bit hurt. As you see, there are spots of blood on the ground, but you do see that it does extend into a hallway. And once again, you realize you're going back into the earth in the direction of where that previous rooms were. Take that as you will.
Okay. But nothing else of note in there.
Now, a really quick question, because I need to remember: your detect magic, does that follow you, or is that just gonna be on that spot?
Follows.
It's
like a 30-foot aura on him for 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh. Yeah.
All right. So I'll say this to you, Leo. Your detect magic does trigger. It is further off into the mountain. You can get a bit of a haze. You see, it looks like an unusual object. You can't quite tell from a distance, but it is extending from this direction. I'll put it down. That direction.
Say it again. Oh, okay. I see. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we'll go to Soy.
I wanted to try and talk to Leo, but since I couldn't see him, I think the only person I can see is Soy.
Mhm.
And just in your head, Soy, again, you hear something smells off about this door.
Okay. The Soy did get a very high perception check, so I'll just have Soy go to here. And Soy's gonna. What type of knobs or anything are on these doors? Is it like ringed knobs or like what are these doors like?
Ring knobs that have broken off. You see they're laying on the ground. The orcs tried to open it and literally bashed it, broke the rings. Hasn't opened. But the door, I would say, not your close, also gives off a bit of a moldy kind of foul smell.
Okay. So it doesn't. So there's no way to. So it's locked, and so there's no way to open them.
You
Essentially,
can force it.
are these like sliding doors or? Wait.
It is a double wooden door, and you do try to push it. There's no actual lock on it at all. But if you try to push or pull it, it doesn't open, and you can tell as you click, click, click. It's actually a locking bar on the opposite side that has closed down to prevent it from opening.
I think Samara is just going to look around for if there's an easier exit around this building. Like, everything seems kind of run down, so between her and Kishara, if we can find, like, another entry point, like a broken window or something like that, that someone can maybe peek into or get into.
It is fully intact. You see no other entrance right now.
Kishara's just gonna try and bust through that door.
Okay. Kishar, give me a strength roll.
Strength or athletics?
Athletics. As you're doing that, Lex, what are you doing?
I'm just kind of like checking out the area. I see like look down maybe in here, see what's going on over there.
Looks like kind of farming plots, but nothing there is kind of really grown. Then you hear a BAM! And you look over and you see that Kishar did shoulder check the door, but it like moved back, didn't break down at all.
She yelps a little.
What are you doing, Mandarellin?
I was just investigating the cart. I'm not sure everybody went, so.
So as mentioned, the cart doesn't really have anything of value. You can try to repair it, but it's going to be a pretty tough check to do.
I'll just yell for everybody. Where's everybody at?
Then you hear the bang as the wolf slams through the door and does not buckle the door.
Swear to God, doors in D&D are just...
Yeah, no, they get kind of the bane. If that doesn't work, Soy is going to try a full-on charge attack with her horns.
You just hear in your head, good luck.
I will watch that.
Okay.
So she'll size it up.
Give me that charge.
Okay. Distance. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be an attack roll, not an ability check, or like what technically is it going to be?
It'll be an athletics check.
Athletics check. Okay. So then she's going to cast guidance on herself.
Okay.
And so it's athletics. Here we go.
Okay. So you charge across and you slam into that door, and it buckles and flies open. And when it does, you see that all of the kind of black mold that was behind the door just burst into a shower of spores and mold and not really good stuff. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okie
Nice.
Okay. You quickly either hold your
Whoop.
breath or like
This
wave
way.
plus. You're not affected by it, luckily. But you do see in the area with the door bashed open, there's black mold all inside the room. That's just kind of floating there now.
Okay, she'll get out, kind of dust off her horns and such. But she'll mention, she's like, well, I mean, now, does this building look kind of like it's one of the more intact ones around the area?
From right here, yes. Besides what Leo possibly saw.
Yeah, but she's just gonna mention, she's like, well, if I was gonna hide, if they were gonna hide anything, it might be in the most secure building there. So if someone wants to take a look.
And as you continue looking around, Leo, you detect no other pings besides that one inside that kind of hallway.
Okay. I'm basically circling the whole thing.
So I was gonna take one of the random like debris around here, rather it be a weird axe or something like that, and then she's gonna cast light on it and then huck it in there.
Okay. You light it, you chuck it in there, it lights up. And does kind of have like a spark and really light up. Go ahead and give me a d20 roll. 15 or more, it is bad.
If it's what?
15 or more. It's a random chance for bad things to happen. On a 15 or more, on those rolls, bad things happen. In this case, nothing bad happens. That's actually a good roll. So, as it destroys all of the black mold, and are now able to go inside that room.
Right. Shara, you were interested in this room here. Do you want to take a look? You want to take a look, Caesar?
I kind of decided I didn't want in there that bad anyway. That's why I really break the door down. I just changed my mind at the last. So I'm good.
Hey, what you got here?
Well, it was one of the more secure doors. Smelled funky. We got in there. It seems to be better now. But if you want to take a look, see.
Okay. When?
As you take a look inside, you see that there are a number of crates and kind of shelves, as well as a skeleton lying against the wall right here. And you see that the skeleton has what looks like a couple of actual like broken bones from some type of weapon or blade. And it's laying on the ground like it's just kind of laid here. And you can tell that the door, the way it opened, this individual locked himself inside here and then passed away. You can see that amongst his clothing is a bit of a ragged backpack, and you can see inside the backpack itself is a couple of coins that are kind of there, as well as a very thoroughly eaten through tent and other type of belongings that are now completely ruined. But what you do notice on the sheath next to his boot is a dagger where it has a couple of gems on the hilt of the dagger.
Okay.
Fancy.
I'll pick that up.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Did his detect magic go off when he got near that dagger?
No.
Is anything in that room pinging as detect magic?
Nope. Only that one area that I already revealed to him.
Okay, awesome.
All right. So we'll use this. We'll use this. All right. Price. We'll go with this being 10 gold. All right. Here it is. You can take that.
Okay.
It's a set of a normal dagger, but it does have a bit of wealth to it compared to a normal dagger. So I think if you double click it, I think you should be able to drag it to your inventory. Or yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, neat.
Neat.
Hey all. That magic is still going on over there inside the mountain, and there's a back door here. Do you want to look in? I know it seems odd
Sure.
to want to, but I'm still drawn to it.
Let's do it. Well, these guys were here looking for something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it looks like somebody tried to get in and triggered a warding
Oh dear.
trap or something, because there's definitely evidence of backfiring here.
Did we, Lex, did you want to check out this area, this door real quick before we go in, or?
Oh.
Sure.
I mean, I could see if it's open.
Oh, it is.
Oh. We don't have everybody. Okay, let's wait for everybody.
Yeah. Just looks like some stairs.
Oh.
All right. Well, we can come back for this. Let's go with Leo and the others. Paul, can I fit in here in my wolf form?
You have to really squeeze. Oh yes.
So there's still some powerful magic going on in here. But I see a door that's downstairs, I guess. Yeah.
You know what kind of magic?
Yeah. What school of magic? Is it the same as the others? All schools, just a
No,
big.
no, not anymore. This one
Okay.
is. I'll let you know. This would probably be. I'm gonna say transmutation.
Okay.
All right. So what do we see down the stairs here? It's a door.
So,
No.
as you look down, there is a door, and as you look at it, you do see there are a bit of Eldritch runes on the door. It is in Elvish, and it is pretty much runes of warding. It's a trap. Anyone that disturbs that door is going to go ahead and trigger a potential volatile experience.
All right. No, I don't.
And that
Sorry,
hasn't
gang.
been triggered yet?
It has not been triggered yet. No.
Okay. Okay, well, maybe we can get further back and maybe just throw something at the door there and maybe set that off.
Worth a try. Just stay clear of it. I don't know what it's going to do. Everybody around the corner, I guess. Who's going to be able to? I suppose I do. Mage armor, I guess. 13 plus dex.
Do you have a character? Do you have Mage Hand?
I do not have mage hand.
Do we have a rock?
If I had another use of my spiritual weapon, I would have summoned that to hit it, but I unfortunately am
Yeah, I don't.
pretty much out of spells.
All right. Hearing that conversation, I will drop my form and I will head over. I'm gonna stand right here. Oh shoot, I need vision again. Apparently every time I transform.
Yep, I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, that's
There you
annoying. And I will go ahead and I don't have a damaging cantrip apparently, but I will do this. At the door. It didn't move where I wanted
Oh,
it.
I see.
Yeah.
Alright, ice knife. You doing this at the door?
Yeah.
Okay. So as that knife flies forward, smacks into the door. It does buckle a little bit. Um,
I'm trying to just set off the trap. I'm not trying to open the door. I'm just trying to set the trap off.
the trap doesn't go off.
Okay.
But if one of you wants to go ahead and disenchant it, if you are trained in Arcana, you can give me an Arcana roll.
Sure.
So,
That was an
yeah, I'm
option.
just yeah,
I
look
will
at the
guidance you. I will guidance you. So add a D4 to that.
D4, I had to roll a D4. No.
All right, so 17.
It helps.
Alright. So as you are there, tell me, Leo, how you disenchant the runes. What it looks like when you disenchant them.
I concentrate on the runes and I get in my own head and I basically reach out with my hand in my imagination and rip the spell right out of the door.
Okay, I like it. Alright, and they open up.
Ooh.
At that point,
Right.
you can move through.
Any brave souls want to lead?
I'll go.
Real quick, just a quick question here. How many of us can see in the dark there? Because I know I can't.
I have dark.
Okay.
I can.
I can. Elf. So you need.
Oh wait, no, I don't have dark vision. I cannot see. Dang it, I don't know.
Oh. Okay, so she's gonna cast light on her mace like she did before.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I am blind. I have so many games right now with new characters.
Yeah, no, I totally get you with all the different races and stuff.
Yeah.
As you're going down, you see another door in front of you. You start to detect magic up, Leo, and you can see that you're kind of pinpointing, and you see what looks like a bundle of kind of maybe clothing that's getting off this aura of magic that is coming now from your position to the northwest. You get to the door in front of you, and it is very much locked. No magical enchantment, but it is definitely closed.
So the magic is very close. It's just inside this door.
Okay,
A
A
anyone
little
got
bit further
a
away,
way
but
to
it's
test-
definitely within like maybe 30 feet. Like 20 feet. It's
Okay.
very
Okay.
close.
Yeah. Anyone got a way to get past that door there? Any of us good with the?
Anyone got any
Could
lockpicks?
just brick it.
Or break it.
It's a wooden door.
Watch as Mandarellan hits the door. It buckles. It does break a little bit, but not fully open. But if anyone's on the other side, they definitely know you're there now.
I was gonna try my mouse thing again.
I mean, I guess I could try and Sparta kick it.
Do it.
What is that? Is that
Oh, some
just,
Mortal Kombat stuff. Test your might.
Is it just strength or athletics?
Athletics. Alright.
Good one.
So after Mandarellan
There we
hit the
go.
door, a little bit open, you watch as Lex comes by and just kicks the door and it flies open. And when it does, you do see a large kind of blackish stone that's in the middle of the room. And you see that the ground around it is a little bit clear of dust, almost like it's kind of giving off a bit of a negative type of reactive pool. It's very, very clean around the stone itself. And for you, Leo, you detect that over here somewhere is where that object is. Now, as you look at the door that is to where that room goes to, is no lock. But this black stone is a little bit unusual.
Okay, so our target is in that west door, but I assume everybody sees this is an odd room with an odd thing in the middle here.
Does it look natural or unnatural? Does it look nature made or
It does not look nature made.
okay?
Can't tell what kind of material it is or anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a. What will it be here? What would be a good skill? Give me either nature or history.
Well, good's a +6 when you roll a 2.
Fortunately,
Oops, I rolled twice. I didn't mean to.
I'll take the first one.
Okay.
All right, Lex.
Looks on fire.
Honey, you're killing it today. Who are you? Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
This stone you can see is like an obsidian black stone, but when you look at it, you realize that the inside of it is full of what looks like kind of dirt that's slowly shifting.
Yeah, I'll just relay that. Like, you guys, if you look closely, like inside of this, see like movement.
I'm gonna. Does any? I'm gonna just suggest this. I think I'm gonna try to shatter that stone.
Wait, 1 second.
Now,
Let's back
let me
up.
give the result real quickly to the history roll. So, Lex, what you have heard is these are known as a binding crystal, and they have been used in times to literally hold things within. And it can be anything from individuals to water to souls.
I think this is a binding crystal, guys. Like,
I mean, apart from the obvious, what does one find in a binding crystal?
anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
pretty
evil.
big.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Oof.
Not something we can take with us.
And you do see that there is a shifting sand inside that's constantly moving.
Like there might be souls found in it right now.
It looks like sand. That's all I'm gonna say.
Looks like, yeah.
Could be like earth elemental or something.
I wanna fight it.
Did we? While I was gone, did we explore these 2 doors?
Not yet.
Yeah, we're right close to
Trying
this
to
thing.
figure this out right.
I guess the question is, do we want to break this thing?
So I just wanted to know whatever was sealed was probably sealed for a reason.
Good.
Well, our
Good.
curious mage. What goes through? What do you think?
I don't know. I usually binding things like that. Yeah, it could be binding something bad. It could also be bad things binding good things. I mean, I don't.
We don't know though. Do we get any sort of feel from it? Like, okay, I'm gonna creep a little bit closer.
Do you want to touch it?
Well, hold on. When I get closer, when I take a few steps closer, what do I feel? Do I feel any sort of presence? Do I feel like
You
evil?
watch as all the dust and dirt that's around you gets pushed off of you away from this crystal. They go like they
Away.
put 2 magnets together. It repels. It's essentially repelling all the dirt that's on you.
It cleaned?
In a way, yes.
Ew.
How dare.
Well, she didn't get hurt though, right? I'm
Nope.
gonna cast identify on this thing here.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
It's gonna get me, but I'll have to walk up and touch it.
Okay. As you go forward, you do touch the cast identify, Leo. Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I like, as he's casting identify, I like rub my hands on the ground in the dirt and just pat myself.
There you go, Fripp.
Okay, so that's there's an elemental inside there, and it wants me to destroy the prison that it's in. can anyone talk to? Can I? It's in my head. Can I
Elementals?
talk back to it at all? Guess not, huh?
The identification allows you to do this, but right now there's no means of communicating that you can kind of tell. It does seem that the crystal does kind of block some type of magic. So if our local druid wants to try, we'll see what happens.
All right.
Knowing what's in
Uh,
there now.
So, question, Paul.
Yes.
When he says elemental, I'll come back in, but try and stay far enough that it doesn't clean me off again. Will this work for this? Read mind blink.
It does.
All right, so I give it the ability to speak with me telepathically, and I just say to it, "Why are you trapped in here? Don't clean me off."
I've been here too long.
But why? Why are you trapped in here?
Because I called this home one point. The ones here wanted me removed. I fought back.
Are you evil? You sound evil.
I am myself.
Yeah, but I mean, like there's good and bad, and which one are you? Like, what side are you?
I have no concept of good or bad. I live, I protect my own. I care not for others unless they attack me or disturb my home.
Okay. So, question. There's something hiding here that we kind of want. Like, if we free you, are you gonna let us take that, or?
It's not mine, I care not.
Ask
Okay.
it how
Do
to.
I believe him?
You know,
Paul,
with great rewards come great risks, or whatever.
Yeah.
believe him?
What's
Can
that?
you ask him how to let him
Can
out?
I make, can I make an insight check to see if he's telling me the truth so far?
Go for it. Well, natural one, please.
It's great when you're dealing with fail.
Oh,
Who was on it?
Yes, okay.
so close. You get the sense he's telling the truth. He don't care. He's just elemental. He just wants to be in his environment, which is, you can tell, an earth elemental.
All right, so then I'll just ask him, do you know how we can bust you out of here?
Destroy this prison.
Well, yeah, but how do you do that?
I don't know. I've tried to destroy it the entire time. I can't do it from within.
I could
All right,
try a
give me a moment to confer with my companion.
Release me!
So I look at my 4 companions here, and I'm like, so I know you couldn't hear anything. I was probably just staring at this rock, super creepy like, but that's like Leo said, there's an elemental in there. He's very unhappy. He's been trapped in there for a long time. Apparently, this was his home, and some people invaded and trapped him in there, according to him. I think he's telling the truth. I'd like to free him. What do you guys think? I mean, that would suck, right? To be trapped like that for a long time in that tiny little space. Like, that's got to be not fun.
It's good to have an elemental friend. And maybe we can rely
I
on
feel
this.
like friend's gonna be a strong.
as an
I feel like friend's a strong word.
I can't guarantee that that will happen. I'm actually fairly familiar with elementals, and
Okay, that's good.
I don't think he'll attack us. Friends might be a bit much, but
Do you, okay, just I'm gonna ask mostly Kishara and Fripp here. I don't suppose you two would know a way to undo this. I mean, the runes protecting the sword were in Elven. Is there something about Elven practices that you would know how to undo this? Is there like a special Elven phrase? And if you are also a magic person, would you know how to break the crystal?
Well, I'm not Elven, but Leo is, and I think Lex might be too. So I don't have any idea. This doesn't look natural. I think this is man-made, so I don't have any idea how to do this.
Yeah, so, yeah, she mentioned for Leo is like if Leo, since like the residuals above were an Elven, if Leo would know
That's
anything with Elven.
That's who set the traps. Where Elvish was Elvish magic.
But there are no runes on the binding crystal.
Right. And we don't know how long ago it was, but we do know that was whatever was going on in here was I don't know. It was, I wouldn't call it of the good persuasion. I mean, they brought us here. You read that note, right? They're doing some experiment in the world, and I think bad people did this. I don't know why. I can try and shatter it, but I don't know that my spell for shattering would work. I'm new at magic, fairly new. That's why I was going to school. I wish I knew more.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Soy's gonna ask the melee people if they want to take a swings before he, depletes his energies doing magic. If anyone wants to take a swing at breaking the crystal.
What does Mandarellen think?
And should we grab the treasure over here to the west before we shatter it?
Yeah, that might be good.
I mean, maybe, not that I'm an advocate of splitting up with the party, but if a couple of you want to go in there and see what's in there, and then a couple stay back here and work on this, I would hate to just leave this guy here for treasure. That seems, I don't know, kind of shady. But I also don't want him to get angry and attack us before we get whatever's yours. And it really could go either way. Elementals are kind of weird like that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna look over this rock. Do I see there's like no weak points or any place where I feel like if enough of an impact would hit would even make a dent?
On the stone?
Yeah.
Give me a perception roll.
I'm also going to ask him while he's doing that, I'm going to ask the elemental. Nice, honey. Seriously, who are you? I'm going to ask him while he's doing that. Do you know what kind of magic they used when they sealed you in here?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Can you ask it who it was that sealed him in there?
Yeah, do you know who it was that sealed you?
It was a group of mages that were here. They came
Did they
upon
have-
my home.
Did they have pointy ears or regular?
They
Or
had
round
the ears like, well, I just can't point. Had the ears like the one that touched me first. So,
Okay.
Fripp. In this case, Leo. So, yes.
All right. Also, do you think if I hit this thing from the outside, it would hurt you?
It will not hurt.
Well, I think we're going to try and bust you out. That's the good news. I don't know if we can, but we're going to try. So I'll just say to everybody, Elven magic sealed him in here, and he doesn't know how to break it. And he said that we could probably hit it and he'd be fine.
Okay. Did you say this door's open?
That door is open, yes.
What about Lex's natural 20?
Slide on in one step here.
So,
Ooh,
Lex,
David.
you do see that there are a couple places that you suspect if we do smack it, it'll probably shatter this entire thing. By the way, it's kind of built and constructed.
We. All right. Here I go.
You gonna warn us all, or are you just gonna punch it?
That's what I said. All right, here I go.
Oh,
Give me
that was
a.
It is warning.
got it.
No rolls necessary here. So you take a rock container nearby and you smash it or punch it against. You see cracks all around it, and the entire thing at first does nothing, then shatters in a brilliant kind of explosion. But as it does, about to have like shrapnel, the elemental that is in there expands and then fully actually engulfs all the shards, and then the entire thing just explodes into like a sandstorm inside. And as all of you can kind of get blinded and essentially think you might be attacked, it's just gone, leaving nothing nearby. All the shards are gone, and elemental is just gone.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, I'm gonna head over closer to Soy because I'm blind. In here.
So for you, Leo, as you go inside, you see that actually on top of the crate, there's a couple crates here, a couple more shelves. There are a pair of boots that's on the crates. That is what's given off your magical emanations from your detect magic.
Okay, I'll be a brave soul and reach over and grab hold.
Yeah.
All right. As you grab it and take it,
Mhm.
you see that they are a pair of kind of a dark red type of boot that has a lot of fur that is on the outside brim, the top of it, where it just kind of fold over. And they definitely have the emanation of it being magical. Now, if you want to, you can give me a Arcana roll to potentially identify what these are, because these seem to be a minor source of magic.
Okay. Better than burning an identify spell.
Well, in this case, you might need to, because that's not going to work.
I'll burn an identify spell.
All right.
What the hell? That'll always work.
Here is what they are. I'll put it on the ground and let's see where to go. There you go.
Where is it?
Satyr boots.
Gotta go inside the room.
Oh, I thought I
Satyr
was.
boots?
Oh, someone-
Got them. Who wants them?
Where
Satyr
did they-
boots.
What do they do?
What are satyr boots? Yeah, I
The
gotta.
way to do this is put it inside the party donkey. So if you want to, Fripp, open up the party donkey and drag your boots into there, and then delete the ones in your inventory. I mean, everyone can look at them because they all have a bit of properties on it.
All right, so we just plus it in there.
And then
There we
delete the
go.
ones in the inventory.
Okay, as an action, you can transform the lower half into
And do something.
Here we go. The transformation is for a minute. Your movement speed increases.
And then trash it from my inventory, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Choose the route.
I'm just curious, just out of curiosity, because it would be hilarious. Would these work while I was wild shaped?
That'd be a very odd look.
Like,
I also
what
don't
if-
know if you can. You'd have to activate them first.
so what if I were no?
No, you cannot benefit
What?
from any magical items while in wild shape.
I'm sorry, what?
You can't benefit from any. You cannot benefit or activate any magical items within wild shape.
That's not
So
true
if-
at all.
No, it is.
Can you imagine being a fish with like goat legs?
Yeah.
That's cool, huh?
Are we
Okay.
reading this right though? It's a one-time use.
Yeah, it's kind of
Until repaired.
worth some money. So
It is worth
I
some
don't know
money.
how common satyr cobblers are, so we could find one to get it repaired.
and they're ready to be activated, right? They're not in that.
No, they can
You-
use right now.
Hmm.
Anyone can wear them. And Jen, I'll say, until I look up the full rules on it, it won't be able to be used with like a fish. So
No, I was just being funny. I was making a joke. I wasn't actually being serious about it. It would be very silly for me to use it when I can already transform into things that can do that kind of stuff.
All right.
I just thought it was funny to, you know,
Yeah, I feel
imagine.
like it would. I feel like it would be best for either the like one of the other melee one, like Mandorland, so like he could get to an opponent or get to another member faster.
Yeah.
Because he has like the least range capabilities of us so far.
Okay, they whispered it.
Yeah. I don't need them.
I'm already hoved, so I mean, I'm good there.
All right. But with that being said, I think with our time here, I think we'll wrap up our session 1 for
Okay.
today right here.
All right.
Awesome. Interesting item. It just makes me very curious how common satyr cobblers are to get that thing